Good afternoon. I wanted to come on live on my personal page for a change. You usually see me come on live on the Create and Babble Facebook page or my Chalk Couture page or in one of my groups. But since I got such an overwhelming positive response to my new or old to my hair color yesterday, that I wanted to come on and thank you all for all of the kind words. Thank Emmy again, my fabulous hairdresser. Um, Everybody was just very, very kind, and so I'm going with kind today. Today is going to be a kind of day, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Um, but everyone just was just so very nice. It was a decision along in the making, and it's not life or death. It's not that important in the scheme of things. But when you any drastic change you make to your appearance is a big deal for you at the time. So I really appreciated all of the kind comments that I got yesterday. It was very, very nice. So thank you. So on that theme of kind, a lot of the, well, let me backtrack a little bit. A lot of the lives that I do, these live videos I do on my business Facebook pages, are about like what I'm working on. And I don't know how many of my actual friends on my personal page, I know a lot of you are familiar with what I do, but a lot of you are not. And so I thought I'd come in and talk a little bit about one of the things that I've been really involved with, and it's called Chalk Couture. And I am a designer for Chalk Couture. I really like this product, and I want to talk to you more about what it is. And real quick, this isn't a sales pitch or anything like that. I just want my friends to know what I've been up to, and explain what this stuff is. And what it is, it's a line of products, and it's silk screen transfers that are reusable. Think stencils, but only better. Chalkology chalk paste. Think chalk paint, but only better because it's removable. After it dries, it's hard, but you can remove it and change up your design on your chalkboard or whatever surface you're going to use. It's also Couture ink that is used instead of chalk paste, and ink is permanent, and it's used on the t-shirt that I'm wearing, so you'll see that back here in a second. It's used on fabric, it's used on ceramic, and it is permanent. And then surfaces, and I'll talk a little bit about surfaces later, but it's chalkboards and pillowcases and things like that. You could also use see, the shirt was made with the chalk ink in one of the transfers. So that's what Chalk Couture is, and I got into it because I just love, everyone that knows me knows I love making stuff, because that's, my tagline is making things pretty, and so I love it because it allows me to do it at a reasonable price and quickly. So I was like sold. So if I never sell any of it, I'm good with that, because I like it. I like what I create. Other people seem to like it too. So it's not like a hard sell kind of thing. It's just something that I enjoy doing. And when people see it for the first time, they're like, whoa, that's really cool. If you're into that kind of stuff, not everybody is, and I get that. But I just want to show you, here, let me change the camera view so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a transfer, and it comes on a backing sheet, and it comes off, and it's reusable because this is very sticky, and it stays sticky for a good long time. So what that means is that this can be used over and over again. So I can use it on, say, this little chalkboard, and then when I'm, I can put it away and, clean it and save it back on this backing sheet. And then I can use it on something else. I could use it on a mirror. I could use it on glass. I could use it on a bigger chalkboard. I could use it in so many different places. But right now, I'm going to use it here. And if other people want to use it, they can use it too. And hi, Debbie. What I mean by that is, I have, for those of you that are local, and some of you have been to them. I have chalk nights and chalk days where you come and just use all of my stuff. You use all my transfers, and I have tons of them. I have dozens and dozens and dozens, and I have every chalk paste color there is. I have every ink color there is, and I have a lot of surfaces. I have a lot of surfaces that Chalk Couture sells at different price points, and I also have homemade that I have made down in my workshop, wooden surfaces. So your choice, or bring your own. Go to Dollar Tree, you know, or wherever, Michael's, AC Moore, the new Hobby Lobby that we're getting. How about that? And get a chalkboard and use my stuff and make something really cool like this. So I'm going to show you really quick for those of you that are, you know, have never seen this before. I'll take you from the beginning. And so the very first thing I do is flip over this transfer and write a B on the back, so that I know that when I'm done with this transfer and it's cleaned and dry, it goes back on this side, because this side is the back. So that's all that means, because one side is a little shinier and slicker than the other. This transfer has never been used, and I'm putting it on a non-porous surface. So that means that I need to fuzz up the back. And what I mean by that is I need to get some fuzz on the back of there. That's exactly what it means, fuzz up. Put some fuzz on the back to make it a little less sticky, so that it's easier to remove off my chalkboard when I'm done. This doesn't affect the life of this transfer. This will still be reusable many, many, many times. It just, because it's a brand new one, it's just going to make it easier to work with. That's it. Just kind of like priming the back of it. All right, that's it. So next thing I do is lay it down on the surface. Lay it down on my, and this is a Dollar Tree chalkboard. So yeah, you guessed it, it was $1. And I smooth it over. See these open areas? They're not really totally open like a regular stencil. It's silk screen. So what that means is the chalk paste goes through there and you get nice, crisp, even lines if you have it applied with no air bubbles and no wrinkles. So I'm smoothing it out with a squeegee, which is also used to apply the chalk paste. I'm going to do something a little different on this one. This has a lot of different like elements on it, so I'm going to try to be creative and do some different like techniques on here. In fact, I was going to do ombre. So what that means is I'm going to start out with a light color and then go darker, darker, darker on each of the words. So I'm going to start out with white at the top. Let me show you how this chalk paste goes on. You just dip it in here and you just apply it by pulling it down over your silk screened areas. That's it. It's pretty easy. Now this transfer has got a lot, like I said, of different shapes on it, so I might go over into the other areas. That's all right, I'm not worried about it. You know, those leaves, because it's all pretty tight there. If I was doing it all in white, which is probably what I should do for the first one, if no one has ever seen this. In fact, I think I will. I'm just going to do this all in white, because this is going to be a quick demo for everyone that hasn't seen it. And I am going to, sometimes when you open up the chalk paste, it hasn't been used in a little while, it gets a little thick. So you just add a couple squirts of water to it, and then you just take this multi-purpose tool and stir it up. Or you just grab anything to stir it with. Plastic spoon even, kind of thing. Until the consistency is similar to yogurt or sour cream, they say. So see what I mean? So I'm just going to dab this down. And actually, I can still do the ombre. I'm going to use this bigger squeegee. And you just pull it down over those silk screened areas. And then there's excess, and you just scrape it back into the jar. That's it. I am going to do a different color. So that you can see this pink. It's called Bubblegum. I'm going to add this next. Up, almost touching the white, but not quite. All right, so we've got some pink on there, scrape down over, and then I'm going to go with one more color. Grab something to wipe this off with. Wipe. You know, I'm looking in the mirror and doing a double take with the hair. Still getting used to it. Alright, I'm going to go with this one, I think. This one's called Currant Jam. This is, I think, one of the new colors. And it's really pretty. And let's see the consistency of that one's pretty good. So I'm going to put this on the bottom third. I kind of just eyeballed this into thirds. It's not exactly perfect. That's close enough. Okay, so all my silk screened areas are covered. So now what I want to do is just wet my fingertip just the tiniest little bit. And then I'm going to come in here and rub where it's blank, where they're not touching. I think I need to add more pink there. Do I have more? Let's open it back up. I need to get a little closer on that pink. So I have something to rub. Alright, so with my wet finger, just going to rub these areas together. So there's no distinct line between the white and the pink. It just kind of blends. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here with the bubblegum and the currant jam. Just make it more blendy. Is that a word? Blendy. Good enough. And then the reveal. Even though I fuzzed this, it's still very, very sticky. And here we go. Here is the reveal. Have courage and be kind. And that's my mantra or whatever for the day. Saying for the day. Have courage and be kind. You know, because with everything going on in this crazy world, I think we could all be kinder, right? I think this is an awesome sentiment. Like, just on this little board, if you know somebody that works outside the home to have on their desk. If I still worked where I worked before, I would very much put this on my desk. And if you have any places where it went over, you just wipe them off. Now when this is still wet, so I can't touch it yet, but when it dries, it's hard and I won't be able to smudge it, but it's not permanent. If I want to remove this, I get tired of this in a month or two, I just spray it down with water and wipe it off. It all comes off. It's reusable. If I want it to be permanent, like if I want to give this as a gift for somebody to put at their desk at work and put into, and I make these too, these little wooden stands, and you can put this in here. So there you have, and I'll change the camera angle so you can see this better. If I was going to give it as a gift for somebody to put on their desk, I would seal it with like a polyacrylic spray so that it could be permanent. They don't have to worry about it chipping off or smudging off. So I love it. And that technique is blending 3 colors together to kind of give it like an ombre effect. I really like it too. My original plan was to do like the greenery in 2 different green colors, and that's why I have them. That's why I have these green colors out, because I was going to do, and I could still do that after this dries. I could totally, oh, by the way, forgot to mention, the transfer is over to the side here. Let's see. I don't want to knock my phone out of there, but there's a pan of water right here, and that's where the transfer is. So you take it out of there, and you wipe it off, and here it is. I don't know, can you see? And you just wipe this off with a disinfecting wipe. And then you allow it to dry, sticky side up, and it's complete, and it's reusable. I would dry it sticky side up on a towel that I have over on the side, and that is reusable for like a dozen or more times, on different surfaces. So anyway, what I was thinking of doing was, once this dries, I can put this transfer and line it up and get those green stem and little flower pieces and do green over top of those colors. I think that might look pretty. So I'll probably do that later, and then I'll post a picture and show you how that turned out and put it in the stand. I think because of the pink colors, my husband really wouldn't appreciate it on his desk. But some people would really like it. I think actually, who would like it would be my daughter. My daughter Corinne would love it. And hi, thanks for joining the other Corinne. My friend Corinne is on too. And Donna, thank you for joining. Anyway, so that's it. Let me give you one last look at this hair. I remember my mom, this was a long time ago when she was alive, and she had a sweatshirt. Debbie, kind of reminded me, thanks Michelle, it reminded me of the t-shirt that you have in your shop, but hers it had rabbits across it, and one of them was gray, the other ones were white, and it said underneath it, "Oh no, a gray hair." That was cute. So that's something to think about, Debbie, making something like that and putting it in your shop. But so there's my my saying for the day. Have courage and be kind, and because I had to have a little bit of courage, and we all need to have courage, and we all should be kind for sure. So with that in mind, I am going to leave you on this Friday, and thank you so much for joining. I really appreciated that you were here, and I hope you all have a great weekend. And for those of you that are like chomping at the bit for fall weather, not me. I'd take winter all year long, or summer all year long, but I hope you have your full weather soon. All right, thanks for joining, and I'll talk to y'all later.